The year is 2022, and we are currently in a social revolution where we are looking after the quality of life. 2 generations before us, we were looking at the standard or the survival of life. My name is Masilu Benjamin Mamanyoa, and today's guest, we have Marcia Monareng, a digital media expert from Millennial Mindset Media. So, what is Millennial Mindset Media? Well, Marcia is here today to tell us more about Millennial Mindset Media and who she is as a brand in the digital marketing space. Marcia, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. We are here at the Bread Box. So, in the spirit of collaboration, they have afforded us the opportunity to, record here at their studios. And, this just speaks to where we are as a generation, a collaborative generation, a generation that does things online mostly, and, way different to how our parents did. And I think you are the right person to give us more insights about how this all works and what are the benefits of social media, digital marketing, and everything that is online. So before we get into that, tell us more about who you are.
Okay, like you introduced me, my name is Marcia, and I'm the founder of Millennial Mindset Media. Millennial Mindset Media is basically a digital marketing agency. We offer a wide range of digital products, that is social media management, copywriting, website design, videography, photography. So we actually help brands build a digital presence. Because like you said, we're in a different era, we're in a digital era, and businesses need to be online in order to thrive in this industry.
And how do you end up in digital media? Like, what is the one thing that led you to this point?
I think, to be honest, I've always been meant to be here. So I studied media at Wits University. To be honest, I didn't really know that I was going to be in digital marketing, but I always thought I'd be working at Ogilvy, creating ads. I used to dream about creating adverts for big brands. So I always knew I'd be in the marketing space, but I never really knew I was going to be in digital marketing per se. So after studying, I actually met a lady who was running a startup at the time. And one thing led to another. I started working in digital marketing. So it was fate. I don't know how best to explain it, but I think I've always belonged in this space. And this was 6 years ago.
Wow. Wow. So you started working for someone else?
A startup, yes. A digital marketing startup.
Sure. And then when does the bug bite, that says, I can do this. I can actually form my own startup and, run the show. Like, where does it happen?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So what happened was, in terms of myself getting into entrepreneurship, COVID happened. And I think that's a lot of people's story. Like, I got retrenched. And that was really a devastating time. And for me, I had to ask myself, am I willing to now go back and start filling in a CV, going to interviews again, and trying to prove that I deserve to be working under someone else? I just said, you know what? I think now it's time to pivot and try this entrepreneurship thing and see what happens. And if I fail forward. Yeah, so it wasn't really where I put a date and I said, in 2020, I'm gonna start working for myself. It was a matter of, I think I got pushed into entrepreneurship when COVID hit. Yeah.
Wow. And, very, very quickly, 3 things that you've learned so far in your journey of entrepreneurship. Because let me put it to you like this. A lot of people see the glitz and the glam, but from what I've seen, there's a lot of toiling and there's a lot of hard work. So what are 3 things that you can actually share with us about the journey of entrepreneurship? What have you learned?
Yeah. First thing, it is not easy. You know, like I think we were having a chat before this interview, and I was saying that we live in a microwave society where people expect like instant gratification, instant fame, but they want to go viral. You know what I mean? Entrepreneurship is not really like that. You always have to like work twice as hard. You always need to put in the hours. There's no instant gratification in entrepreneurship. Like you really need to put in the elbow grease, the long nights. You really need to work hard in order to reach your goal. So one, you need to be very like consistent. You need to be willing to put in the work. And I think sometimes people want to work with like connections, they depend on connections and all of that. But I think if you depend on connections without actually producing quality work, that's not going to help you. So I think another important thing that businesses need to learn is that it's important to really offer value, to really offer quality, because that's going to withstand time. You know, connections can only take you so far. You really need to be good at what you do.
Wow, that's very valuable. And while we have connected so far, I'd just like us to, switch over to the first ad break and come back and, delve into more of who you are and, other things that we can learn from you as a digital media expert.
Yeah.
Welcome back, and if you still see my face, you are still watching the Maz Talk. Before the break, you were telling us about the 3 things that you learned, right? And from what I gather, you speak highly of value, and that's also what we try to do here at the Maz Talk. We want to add value to society by having meaningful conversations like this. And when society recognizes value, there are things like awards. So a little birdie tells me that you and your business have been nominated for the South African Social Media Awards.
Yes.
Wow.
It's exciting times, honestly. Like, it's really amazing when you've been working hard and you finally get the recognition. So I'm really blessed and I'm really happy to have this opportunity to be nominated. Even if I don't win an award, I think just getting that recognition is important, but people need to vote, please.
Sure, and what do they need to do to vote for Millennial Mindset Media and for you as Marcia Monareng? Because I know that you are nominated for the Best Social Media Campaign. So this is as Marcia Monareng. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
And then your business is also nominated for Most Recognized Business on Social Media. And what I found very interesting was that, I think in your category as an individual, you are nominated amongst names like Mhlali Ndamase, and
yes.
like people like that, right?
Yeah.
Jeez, man. So like
so
you are
it's
really
an honor.
wow. Yeah. And in I think you say you've been in business for a couple of years, and these things are already starting to show.
Yes, I've been in the industry for 6 years, and I've worked on Millennial Mindset for 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. In 2 years, you've already been recognized in such a prestigious award ceremony.
Yeah.
With all of this, what does it actually now mean for your brand and your business?
So I'm not one to assume that awards directly mean clients, because sometimes things don't always work out that way. But for me, it means recognition. It just means that at the end of the day, like, someone out there is noticing what we're doing. Hopefully it leads to getting more clients. But again, I always let my work speak for itself. You know, the awards and other things, they're extra, you know, so
you're not driven by those awards. It's something that, you know.
I'm grateful for the awards, but at the end of the day, again, always make sure that you're providing the value, always make sure that your work is quality. So the focus is more on what I'm doing. When I get the awards, it's a good time, I'm happy, but I'm not gonna now sit and be like, these are the make or break of my business, you know?
And you know what, it's good. You know, you need to celebrate yourself. You need to be present in every, you know, milestone that you reach.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things that I wanted to find out from you is, in your 2 years independently running Millennium Mindset Media, what has been the most interesting and wonderful, for lack of a better adjective, campaign that you've worked on and that you really feel like this was it?
Sure, there's been lots, but I think the most recent one actually, which we did for breast cancer awareness. So
this is the run that you did this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's been a lot of campaigns, but we haven't really done many that are sort of giving back to the community. And I think this one is very close to heart because, I mean, we got together, we started, and it was just an amazing experience where we were like raising funds for breast cancer awareness. And also, I recently started working with a non-profit organization called Setšhaba. So basically, this is a non-profit organization based in Ga-Rankuwa, and they deal with a lot of issues in the community. That's drug abuse, they deal with gender-based violence, and now I've just put them on TikTok where various people who are part of the organization share their story. You know, we've had like a young man who is there, and he just recently shared his story about overcoming drug addiction, and that had like 27,000 people watching and people commenting and saying, oh my God, this story really touched me. And I think with social media, those are the campaigns that are really very close to my heart, and those are campaigns where we are actually impacting lives. That is the breast cancer awareness and the drug addiction campaign that we are running on Setšhaba's platform.
I love what you're saying because it actually reminds us that social media is neutral. It's neither good nor bad. It's about how you use it. And I love what you're doing with Setšhaba because that awareness, 27,000 people is a lot of people, you know? It could be someone's fill up, I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, like we've had people comment and say, you know what, I have cousins who are addicted to nyawupe. Can they come? You know, we've had people comment and say, I'm struggling with drug addiction, and we direct them to a place where they can get help. And this is how powerful social media is, and that's the work that I do and I'm proud of in terms of the few campaigns that I'm proud of in the past 2 years.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And I believe that you've built trust with, you know, Setšhaba and of course the Ga-Rankuwa, you know, community with what you've done so far.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. And speaking of trust, we have the Fungit friend again telling us more about making trust tangible. Before the break, we were talking about trust and making trust tangible. We hope that, you know, you guys are starting to understand what Fungit is all about. And, you know, coming back to your business, you know, there are obviously a few pain points when it comes to business. And one of the pain points that businesses face is around payments, and especially online payments. So just tell us, Marcia, like what challenges have you found when it comes to paying suppliers that you've never met and trusting that you'll get to the other side, but also trusting that they'll deliver, Like just give us an insight of any of the challenges that you face when it comes to, trusting, paying people that you've never met, because again, you are in the social and digital media space.
Yeah.
This is your realm, but you might also face, these kind of challenges.
Okay, so my industry is like digital marketing. So a lot of the products that I use or I pay for usually are intangible. So that's like, for example, I'll pay a photographer, so maybe a photographer that I don't know, to come and take photos. So sometimes an issue that I would have is trusting that they will deliver quality photos, or it's gonna be, I don't know, sometimes you never know if a service provider is gonna deliver the quality that you're looking for. So I think that's the issue that I've had, and how I problem solve it is usually I get sort of like a portfolio of that person. I get them to send proof of work they've done before I make the payment. But sometimes you do find cases where you've already paid, the quality is not the way you had expected, and it's a loss on the business side. So, yeah.
But have you ever, faced situations where you pay and there's no delivery of whatever the intangible service that you're looking at? Have you ever been scammed? Let me just ask you that.
I've been lucky not to have been scammed before. Yeah, I haven't been scammed. I've only had instances where I got poor delivery of service. Never scammed, yeah.
So I guess you got your wits about you,
yeah,
right? So you come.
I'm loving. Yeah, I've never been scammed yet.
Yeah. So that's the thing about Fungit. It's about bridging that gap of trust sometimes, because sometimes you find that you can trust the person on the other side, but you can't trust society. Yeah. That's just how it is, So the product is really just trying to make sure that you pay into this intermediary. They hold it until the service has been delivered, and when both parties are happy, the exchange is done. And I suppose it all differs to the type of industry that you're in. And I think with you being in digital media, it gives you that advantage, because you know how these products work and you know how to maneuver. And hence, you've got a zero scam
record. But I think I really like what it does, because I think I get the concept, and I think it would be more helpful for products and working with brands. Maybe I have a customer or client that is selling something. I think that would be something very, selling a tangible product. That would be very useful, because there's been a lot of times, especially with e-commerce, where people pay for products online, they buy something online and it never arrives. So something like that would be very useful for my clients who sell products.
Exactly. And it's all about making trust tangible. Welcome back. I have really, really enjoyed today's conversation with Marcia around the digital space. And I hope you guys at home as well have taken some great insights from this conversation. So just to take it easy a little bit now, Marcia, just give us a bit of insight. What book have you read that really changed your life, impacted you, maybe in your personal life or even in business? What is that book that you constantly refer to as a guide or as something that muses?
I have a lot. But to speak about like my top 3, it's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Code of an Extraordinary Mind by Vishen Lakhiani, and Rich Dad Poor Dad. So those are the books that really like made me challenge the ideas that I had about money. Because I grew up in a home where money burns your pockets, you know, there's scarcity mindsets, and I had to change my mindset to be more abundant. I had to like really sort of relook my relationship with money and my relationship with success, you know, because then I went from thinking like an employee or like thinking like a person who's like, you know, as long as I have my salary at the end of the month to, I can actually get more, I can actually achieve more. And those books really helped me start thinking like that, start being abundant, start looking at money differently.
Sure. And to be a little philosophical, if you had to write a book about your life right now, what would the title be?
What would the title of my book be? Maybe Manifesting Your Dreams with Marcia.
Wow.
Again, we're going with the MM.
Okay.
There's a thing there, manifesting with Marcia. Something about like really making your dreams become a reality, you know?
That makes sense. And it's clear that, you know, your branding blood, as it were, it just seeps through everything that you do. And one of the things that we were talking about before we started the show was that I noticed that on all of your platforms, you're always wearing orange.
Yes.
And just, you know, give us an insight on why orange and why you're always wearing it. You know, what's the story behind that?
It's my blood is orange. Like my brand is orange. So I wear orange because millennial mindset's orange. Orange is the color of my brand, and I feel like wherever you go, you are a representation of your brand. You know, and how you look and how people perceive you is linked to your brand. So I think I take my brand very seriously, and I make sure that I start a conversation. Someone will ask you, like, Marcia, like you're asking me now, why are you always wearing orange? Well, let me tell you. So now it's marketing, right? And now I'm marketing my brand, and I'm telling you why I'm wearing orange, and I'm telling you, okay, I'm wearing orange because that's the color of my brand. Oh, what's your brand? Millennial Mindset Media. You should actually check it out. And usually when I go to networking events, someone will like, at the social media nominee events, I wore orange. And people are like, oh my God, your suit is so nice. And I was like, yeah, it's orange. Actually, orange is the color of my brand. And it creates a conversation where I market my business.
And what's the significance of orange, like in the color wheel? Does it mean anything?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a thing called color psychology.
Okay.
So when people look at color, certain emotions come up. Yeah. So orange is a color that sort of conveys creativity. It shows like fun. It's a fun color. It shows about like it speaks to creativity.
It's open as well.
Yes, creativity, openness. When you look at it, it's just like wow. It stands out as well. So that's what it means. It means creative. It means fun. And Millennial Mindset is a creative agency. We are fun. We are millennials. We are vibrant. And orange is just that.
I love the name, Millennial Mindset. It just, I don't think you guys will forget it. You know, it sticks to the tongue and it rolls nicely. In closing, Marcia, just want to find out if you had to speak to first year Marcia at Wits, what would you say to her right now? What would you say to her?
So first year Marcia, what was she doing actually?
You tell us.
Yeah, no, if I were to speak to first year Marcia, I'd tell her like, it's okay, you know? Because I think she was like really stressed out about what the future holds. She was like, panicky about what's gonna happen next. And she was an overachiever and always doing things to her detriment. You know, cross-nighting, working while studying. Relax. Everything is gonna be fine. Trust God and everything will work out as it should. That's what I'd tell Marcia.
Well, from one Marcia to maybe another Marcia out there, everything is gonna be fine. Take it easy, chill, Zulu. that has been this week's edition of the Mass Talk, powered by Food.